32 viewers. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Grey Ogre Games Invitational Seasonal Qualifier 3. This is Pioneer. It is a bright and a kind of a gloomy Sunday in Singapore, so everyone's
been
kind
raining
of
a lot.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
And Pioneer is a fun format, it's a hype format. Everyone's kind of interested in all the decks that are being played and all this kind of stuff. And we have a lot of Simic food in the room.
Too much to make food.
Too much Simic food. So today we've brought you two really interesting decks, right? We've Alex King. I think the only person playing white cards in this tournament.
This is why we are playing Pioneer, man. This is why Pioneer was made.
Right.
For this exact deck. to be
Right.
made.
This exact deck, the deck that.
That Alex is playing.
Yeah. So, not to give anything away, it has one approach with the second sun. Some settle the wreckage. It's just
It's just blue eye control.
blue-white control. It's got planeswalkers. It's got some of everything. Something borrowed, something blue. But yeah, and on the other side we have Eugene Wong, who we watched in the last round, playing a kind of vehicles, glory bringer, goblin chain whirler mishmash of black red shenanigans. Eugene, very much known for playing aggro decks. I don't think he's ever cast a counterspell in his life. Yeah. I think he's just pretty much always tapped mountains or swamps or forests to cast aggressive creatures.
Yep.
So I think I like Alex's position in this matchup, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna have all the answers, and all his
Yes.
answers are gonna be relevant against
Yes.
a deck like Eugene's.
Absorb against like the unlicensed disintegration. Settle the wreckage for the Hazarets. Yeah.
Yeah, Settle Wreckage, quite a good out against Hazaret. Reality Shift, not such a good out to Hazaret.
Blessed Alliance, pretty
Blessed
good.
Alliance is a good out, unless you have like Goblin tokens or like
Yeah,
little guys running
on
around.
Eugene's side, there's only like Bomark Couriers and Soul Scar Mages that are
kind of
smaller.
fodder.
Or Scrap Hitch Conjure, yeah, these are the fodders.
Yeah.
Does he run?
Scourger,
Uh,
notably quite powerful because if you have to sacrifice it to Blessed Alliance, you can just bring it back.
Yeah.
Right.
Is Celestial Purge not in the format? It is not, right?
It's not in the format. No, it was reprinted in M.
10, 11?
Yeah, I think the M10 and 11. I think.
So
yeah.
so he Alex is forced to play things like Cast Out, which is very.
Yeah. Which notably a lack of detention spear in his deck.
Oh yeah, it's in the format, right?
Yeah, it's in the format, but opting instead for cast out. Cast out being instant speed, cycling, so you just keep mana open. Plays well with his counter spells. And I mean cycling is kinda key, right, if you have Dig Through Time, which he does have.
I guess it's because like, you can against like matchups where you don't really need it, you can just cycle your way.
Yeah, for sure.
Better than Digital Sphere. I guess.
But
Might be too slow.
the detention effect of detention sphere is pretty powerful against in a format where you have, for example, a lot of cats or ovens that we saw coming back, prize amalgams, Arclight Phoenixes.
Can you name Forest?
Sorry,
Can you name Forest?
I think it says non-land card.
Non-land card.
Yeah.
Lame.
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 What I mean, Reflector Mage is interesting, right? If you bounce your opponent's forest, can you make a forest as a land drop next turn? Yeah, but I do think that Reflector Mage says cast the spell, so you don't have to cast forest.
So yeah, Eugene mulling down to 6, I think.
Yeah. I think he needs a more specific hand than Alex needs, right? Alex is happy with any spread of cards.
So I don't know if Eugene knows what Alex is playing.
I'm pretty sure, right?
As a player, you like walk around.
Yeah.
Try to scout. So
I'm sure he's scout, and I think Alex always plays blue-white. Like I've watched him play
Oh, is
blue-white
it?
in other formats too.
I like his deck name, YouWhite.
YouWhite because it's UW, right?
Yeah. You what?
There is a mono black deck. Oh no, there's a black-white deck. There's okay. So he's not the only player with white cards. There's a guy playing Blood Baron of Viscopa. I think is the only.
Oh, so is it black white devotion?
It's black-white vampires.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
leading off on Bomac
Bomac
Courier
Courier.
into Fabled Passage to get a tapped island, doing his best impersonation of Evolving Wilds. But yeah, I think this is a really important card in a matchup like this. Unfortunately, a lot of the cards are going to get swept up by cards like Supreme Verdict, right? So you have to be, if you had in Eugene's shoes, you have to be able to like kind of time it properly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't hate seeing like a reality shift, at the end of Eugene's turn if nothing gets played. But yeah, going with the very cool
Is that foil planes?
foil 7th edition planes.
Wow.
Or
Bling bling.
Invasion, depending on this is definitely 7th edition, yeah. Invasion is the other art. So yeah. And Eugene
Always has these
not to be
mountains.
shown up, also playing with Beta Mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shock,
Shocking himself in a shocking turn of events.
trigger,
Triggers.
damage.
So yeah, Bomet already replacing itself should his opponent be able to empty his hand. For 2 drops, he's going to play Scrappy Scoundrel, which is very durable against a deck that is going to sweep your board constantly. It's going to be
Alright,
opt.
opt. Yep.
And turn. I don't understand the old school, like super cool lands
But
and the
new
opt
opt, is it?
from like from Terminal Drain. Ugh.
What do you think is the best opt?
The best op is the old op.
The old opt.
Yeah, my policy is very simple. It's always the oldest version, the original version of the card. But there's something that comes out from being like an old guy that's played all the original sets, right? Like I can't look at like new opt and not.
But what
think
about the
old
new
opt.
the new brainstorm is literally a brain in a storm.
But that's just too literal for me, like, right? Like, yeah.
That's
The
really-
former English teacher in me is like, nah, no, this doesn't count.
He doesn't
So going up with the fairy,
the fairy.
trying to keep it alive, which is
Okay.
I think it's okay against a red deck. Yeah, but I think Eugene has the right approach. He's gonna keep it from bouncing anything, but also lower its life total.
Wait,
and
could he
then-
not have killed it with the Scoundrel and the
Yeah, but choosing instead to get in for the point of damage, like, right?
the
Because he would have lost the point of
if
damage.
you attack a Planeswalker, you don't get a trigger bomber, is it?
You do get a trigger.
Oh, because you just attack trigger, right?
Just, yeah.
Okay.
Is that a Magma Spray or is it a Wild Slash?
Wall slash, wall slash.
Wild Slash, yeah.
Magma Spray can't hit Planeswalker, I think.
Yeah, so I think he gets 1 extra damage this way, right? Does he?
Yeah.
Because he would have had to Wild Slash it anyway, it was at 5, yeah?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, correct. Oh, the fairy comes at 4. Oh my god.
Yeah, so, yep, putting another card beneath this. This is a cast out that's going to target the Scrounger, I suspect, which I think Eugene's quite happy to let go. He might even kill his own Scrounger.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's
Bone
going
Crusher Giant. He's
to stomp on his own Scrounger. He's already got the 4 cards. He's just trying to get cards out of his hand. He's trying to turn cards with the damage so that he can refuel with the Bomet Courier. Right?
Yeah. And
Not doing it
right
too
now
bad
the
a job.
Scoundrel can't eat anything in the yard. But
Yeah, but
that's fine.
if he discards creatures to the Bomet Courier,
That's fine, yeah.
that could be a thing. But nope, choosing the pass instead. Gonna get in with the Courier once more.
Oh, the red deck has more lands than the blue-white deck.
Which I think is fine if you have Courier, right?
No, it's in like it's bad for the blue-white player.
Yeah, it's definitely bad for the Bomet player. But you knew he had that problem when he laid Fable Passage on turn 1. Right? Like that's like if you had 4 lands in your hand, yeah, they could
Why
cast
would
all your
you-
spells while you lay a Fable Passage on turn 1. Right. So this is absorb. He's gonna absorb the
Bone Crusher
Bone
Giant.
Crusher Giant.
Gain 3 life, buy some
But the
time.
problem is really still on the battlefield, right? It's still this Bomet Courier that is at this point.
Gonna so much
Yeah,
card
I think it's
advantage.
Ancestral Recall at this point, right? He's gonna get 5 cards. He's got discard 2, so it's a 5 for 3. And he's gotten in like a whole bunch of chip damage. He's knocked out the
He
fairy.
even has 2 red,
Yeah.
so he can like respond to your.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so draw another card.
Drawing another card. I think he had another Bomet, but he chose not to play the Bomet. Right? He's just like, okay, yeah. If
lay
this is
a
how you
line.
want to go, this is how I'm gonna go. Alex doesn't have anything like a Lyra main deck to punish him. Right, so he's just gonna have to play this slow draw go game. Gonna shock himself
Wow, but Eugene not.
in a shocking turn of events.
Eugene isn't playing any cards from hand, so
Yeah. So I think at the end of the time you're gonna see some burn spells, probably. Maybe
Probably
what,
gonna bring back the Scoundrel, right?
bring the Scrounger back.
Yeah, because
Removing the
Bone
knight,
Crusher.
the Crusher, sorry.
Yeah.
So you're gonna throw like an exquisite firecraft.
Oh,
or
that's
something?
all. Nope.
No, this is not too bad though. It's gonna get in for 4. If it's,
Is that Hakira or another Scoundrel? So drawing another card with the
wow, this Bomet Courier.
It's like 7
Yeah.
cards under, you know? What?
You know how your parents tell you to save for a rainy day? This is like this is more than a hand worth of.
Ah,
So it's pretty much like a red deck, right? With Scroungers and like I'm assuming like unlicensed integration
yeah,
and stuff
it
like
is.
that.
It is the standard deck of his day.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
this
okay.
was a standard deck. The only thing is difference is
So
the
comfortably making a little pile under his Bomet Courier. Okay, so Narset not the best card in this matchup. You know, you can tell that Alex is struggling for answers.
Oh, that's Yeah, but counter Bomber Courier doesn't draw. I think
No,
just
I
puts,
put it
yeah,
puts the
puts
cards
in
in your
hand.
hand. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Hopefully Alex knows and doesn't think that this is the nuts against Bomber
Bomber
Courier.
Courier. Yeah.
He's like, sweet, this card just nullified my opponent's like 8 cards. There's 7 cards stacked under this Bomber
Need to
Courier.
errata Nasset. Your
Yeah,
opponent can't pull
Eugene
cards into
pretty
your hand.
confident. He's like, yeah, I'm chill. You know, I got as much red mana, more red mana that you have lands. So I'm gonna be able to. Yeah, he's gonna be able to pick a card, just one card with this. Azura's Charm gonna be a good solution to Bomber Courier. He's gonna be able to put it on top of his opponent's deck and reset all that progress. Yeah, forcing him to either pull the trigger,
Yeah. But oh
but
yeah.
missing another land drop.
So he just
So pretty devastating. I
Alright,
think
attack trigger.
pretty problematic. So he's like, yeah, you know how much? How many? So drew for his turn. I assume that was him drawing for his turn.
Eugene.
Yeah. Not thinking about what to do.
Yeah.
Thinking about whether he should crash in with a
Glorybringer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Knowing is
Okay.
that his opponent doesn't have access to settle the wreckage. Pretty important here. Putting some pressure, accelerating.
So it's
the
like
game.
you either absorb this or you
You try to answer my massive courier.
career. Yeah.
So we're
Right.
gonna attack.
They're all going in.
All going in.
One in Nasset, I think. Yeah. The rest of his face.
Yeah. So he's trying to. Is he going for the Nasset? If he's going for the Nasset, it should be the Scrounger that goes for the Nasset. But I think.
Nasset 3. Yeah. Nasset 3, right?
Yeah.
That's minus.
But I think the way. Okay, interesting. He's going at the Nasset.
Oh no.
Wait.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This way. This is
Right.
better.
So
Yeah,
trying to.
gotta maximize the damage.
Interesting. Yeah.
So trigger.
8 cards under the Bomet Courier. Okay, if there's any time where you want to remove the Bomet Courier, it's this turn, and that's why I think Eugene chose to play the.
Oh yeah, because
the-
now he only
the-
has 1 red, so you can.
Yeah.
But there's no other. You only have 3 mana.
Yeah.
Azura's-
So but I think this is why Eugene played the Glory Bringer this
Glorybringer.
turn. He's like, yeah, okay, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get rid of the Bomet Courier, so I'm gonna give you a juicier target. So at least I don't have to draw these 8 cards on my turn and then discard the hand size.
So tapping 2 for the Azura Shroud.
Okay, so putting the Glory Bringer on top, which is what Eugene wants, right? Because he wants the Glory Bringer. Yeah, he doesn't mind playing the Glory
Yeah,
Bringer next turn.
So maybe now.
I don't think he can cash it. He doesn't need to cash it in, but I can see why it's tempting to cash it in, right? Because you can make a land drop,
Correct.
right?
Because now LS can just remove twice, right?
Yeah, or cast Approach the Second Sun. It gains him a bunch of life, right?
7 life. Yeah.
Gives him 7 life. Goes back up to 18, and he's like, "It's coming." It's coming.
You can also dig, right? He has.
Yeah. He is.
for the-
He
dig
can.
for the-
Yeah. This is Supreme Verdict. He's like, okay, do you want to cash in your hand? Yes, I do. Eugene's like, I could not be happier to cash in my hand, man.
Oh wait, no. Something happened, right?
Disallowed. He disallowed the trigger.
Yeah, just our trigger.
Woo!
That's also a standard interaction last time. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Nice.
very nice on Alex's part. So yeah, I think the game is back to Alex's favorite at this point, right?
Yeah, he took 4 to the face by the
Oh,
Gorilla,
another
but
Narset.
doesn't really matter.
I
Yeah.
like Alex. Interesting choice from Alex's part to have Narsets in a meta game where you don't think Narset would be the best card, right?
Yeah. I mean, it only stops like what Crisis, but
Crisis,
yeah.
Sphinx Rev.
it's not
Oh,
not.
I think we gotta
Yeah, no. So
refresh the stream. But yeah, don't worry, we're not. Yes.
But so he's showing.
He
He showed a dig through time through the Nasset,
digging
right?
to time, yeah.
And now he's
trying to make land drops. I'm guessing.
and now he's digging through time. Now he's casting digging through time.
Mhm. You know these are instant speed, yeah, Alex. You know you can cast them on your opponent's turn. No, I'm sure he's just trying to make land drops. Right, or find maybe a main sorcery speed answer
To the Glory
to Glory Bringer, but which he doesn't have. I think other than a Teferi, right?
Reality shift.
Reality Shift is instant speed anyway.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Reality Shift will be interesting. Right, you can just you reality shift it in the middle of combat, so it doesn't get to kill your Narset.
There are a bunch of 2 mana answers to this Glorybringer. The Best Alliance, like we said, and the Azora Sham.
Yeah, but most of which operate instant speed.
Yep, correct. Okay.
For example, keeping 4 mana open instead of playing a dig on your turn would mean
Might
your
be
opponent
better.
might play
The
around Settle Wreckage.
Yeah.
right? Not that I think Eugene is in a position where he can play around Settle the Wreckage because he's so far behind on cards. He was banking on that Bomac Courier.
So
Oh wow! But Hazard the Fervent,
plays a Hazard.
not a bad top deck. It still needs two more devotion, right? Two more red mana. Oh no wait,
No,
this is one that has no cards in hand.
No
Yeah,
cards in hand. Yeah.
So this is where Settle would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But this has read a pretty good top deck, a very, very good top deck from Eugene. And this is going to be a Azorius Charm.
Azorius Charm, I think.
Yeah, Azorius Charm is going to put... Oh, interesting. Okay.
Interesting to take 5 instead of
Shouldn't take 5
4.
instead of 4. Maybe he has an answer. He probably has another cast out. Some way to permanently solve the Hazoret.
So Alex is at 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Players are not keeping the life totals up to date, but understandably so. It's quite a tense game. Eugene, thank you.
Oh no, it's a 1.
He's on 1. How is he on 1?
They just weren't keeping.
Was it taken they weren't keeping the score.
Yeah, I guess. But Alex, you being a 2 or a 1 actually matters because there's a Goblin Chain Whirler.
Yeah.
Now Chain Whirlers are lethal.
Yeah, very lethal. This absorb
Will help, though.
being telegraphed, the absorb is not as good, right? Like because you know it's coming. This is a tapped. Okay, yeah. So like we suspected the cast out on the and then this absorb is gonna cover the Glorybringer.
Scoundrel's back though.
But Scoundrel's back.
Uh-oh.
And okay, so yeah, attack. He has an opt. He can opt into something like Reality Shift or into Azorius Charm. Oh, he's keeping it. So this is Blessed Alliance, right? I saw a white card flash to the front of his hand.
Yeah, I mean he immediately put it in hand.
Yeah. So it has to be an answer to this.
So
So
it is best.
Blessed
Yeah, it's Blessed Alliance. Yep.
And what are the modes on Blessed Alliance? What you can escalate it?
Sacrifice. Yeah,
You can
escalate,
gain
but
life.
Pay 2 mana.
You can pay 2 life to escalate. Oh, okay.
2 mana.
So he's gonna sacrifice.
So it's not that good.
Yeah, but
Especially
not too bad because he gets to resolve this Glorybringer. So he needs an answer right now. Alex,
It's not enough.
see how charmed his life is.
He needs the approach to Second Sun.
He has opt. So
Can't-
opting main phase means that he can still play the approach to the Second Sun. But he's choosing instead to go with Dig Through Time. Yes, gonna see more cards, far more cards.
So hopefully he's hoping to get the Settle the Wreckage, right? Because he can answer the Scoundrel or the Glorybringer.
I don't think he can return the Scoundrel this turn.
Oh,
though.
he can't.
Yeah. So he just needs a 2 mana answer to the Glorybringer, and then he has the absorb to cover the next spell off the top of his deck, right? So the worst case scenario is he sees all 4 mana answers and he has no lands, right? But he can always take a land with his Dig Through Time.
Looks
Not
like
a shock land though.
it looks like
He's got a bevy of options.
But he's really in the tank.
Yeah.
So maybe
I mean, if Eugene draws Ramanat Runes, he just.
he doesn't play Ramanat. Sadly enough, which I think is a mistake though, because this deck he runs 25 lands.
Wow.
So he floods out quite a lot. So
But he's a mid-range red deck, yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
So he floods out quite a lot, and me and Mick were discussing like he needs a bit more utility.
Okay, he can actually.
Utility lands.
Okay.
Like Castle Doctwing or like
He
Ramanat.
can draw Soulscar Mage. Oh, sorry, he can draw Monastery Swift Spear. Is that Monastery Swift Spears?
Nope.
Oh, he can draw Bomac Courier.
Bomac Courier.
Right.
Courier.
Courier forces the absorb on from Alex, and then he can just play the Glorybringer to kill him.
Where's the Glorybringer? Oh, yeah, bounce.
Yeah.
Oh, bounce the hand.
There we go. Yeah, so if he absorbs this, then the Glorybringer
It's lethal,
the Glorybringer is lethal.
Yep. So
Yeah.
it's lethal. Exact.
Yeah, Exaxes. Unless he has, what does he have? What can he have?
What can he have?
What is there any way out? I mean, I guess he could have Spell Pierce.
Negate and
Spell Pierce into negate,
now,
right? Yeah.
Spell Pierce into.
So his opponent knows about the absorb, right? So if he goes Spell Pierce and his
Into reality
opponent
shift.
pays, then he can negate the Wild Slash to buy him a turn. Yeah, but if he doesn't, and then he casts the Glorybringer, and then he has reality shift, then he survives the turn. Yeah, so it all starts with Spell Pierce. Yeah, he's got to
So
bluff the Spell Pierce.
Does he have the Spell Pierce?
Yeah. But if he starts with Opt, he's not winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if Alex sees the line or even has the cards.
Yeah, he has to have it. He's the one that has to buy it.
All right, he's stepping.
He's tapping.
Nope,
He's like, oh no, I want to tap my Hello Fountain instead.
he's shaking his head.
No, yeah,
Hmm.
I'm a.
Oh,
Oh,
scoops.
that's the game.
Right.
That's the ball game.
I guess he was. I guess he didn't have it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you only have one spell pierce.
I think he's just trying to like represent something so that his opponent plays differently the next game. Yeah, I mean that's the only equity you can get out of that situation, right?
I think that's like the strength of like a deck like the blue white deck where you just have like multiple one-offs.
Yeah. And people don't know what to play around, right? They
Yeah.
see a verdict and they don't play around it, so they attack you with a bunch of haste creatures. You play Settle the Wreckage, and you're like,
Yep.
poop. You know, but it is pretty late into the tournament, and he's probably seen some amount of his games.
Three Supreme Verdict and against the one Settle the Wreckage.
Yeah, he's got one verdict in the sideboard.
Mm.
Verdict is pretty bad if you're expecting Selfless Spirit
And Hazarets.
and Hazarets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Scoundrels.
It's Scoundrels. And Nissa is fine, right? Because it destroys all creatures, so
Yeah.
you can eat the lands.
Well
Yeah.
then.
And if you're worried about Enso Artifact on a Darksteel Citadel.
Right. Is anyone playing Is it Insult today?
Yeah, Aaron, we saw him lose on camera to.
Oh wait, you and Meg, is it?
Yeah, it was me and Mick.
Broadcasting.
I think there's an interesting ruling where someone OKO'd a skilled animator, and the question was whether or not the 5/5 ceases to be a 5/5.
Does it?
No. So the trigger when it comes into play is a separate thing from the.
Also, yeah. So I asked Nick Meg about the deputy of decision thing. Then he's like, yeah, it still leaves. It still comes back even though it's that elk.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it's the same vein as the skill animator, right?
Yeah. But it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't change the 5/5, so long as the animator's in play. When this card leaves the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so sideboarding options. I think. What do you like on? What do you like from Alex?
Ooh, Monastery Mentor.
You like Monastery Mentor?
Just chump.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, this on the side, Lyra Domingo definitely, right?
Lyra's great. It's got lifelink. Devout
What does Devout
Decree.
Decree do?
It's the Exile and Shaman one, is it?
Oh, it's the new one, right?
The new one. Let's have a look.
It's the new Hoser card.
Let's solve this. If I use the mouse and you use the keyboard, we can get there.
Devout Decree. I think it's Planeswalker and the
Yeah.
black or red. Yeah, creature or Planeswalker is black or red. Scribe
Yeah,
one.
for those of you, just
Sorcery speed.
yeah,
bro.
the friend of Aethergast, and more notably Veil of Summer. How is this card comparable to Veil of Summer? Veil of Summer is 1 mana. You have like God mode for a turn, cryptic command.
God mode. Yeah, it can't be counted, man.
Yeah. And draw a card,
Why
cryptic
not?
command. I mean, and then there's this card which is kind of mopey, but still, it's found its way into his sideboard today.
Yeah, I wonder if
Seems tailor made for this kind of matchup.
Alex would side in Disdainful Strokes.
Yeah,
Cause
it's possible.
Because
Yeah.
you would see Eugene's deck is a bit larger in size.
Hey,
in
it's
mana cost.
plus size.
Plus mana
It's
cost.
a plus size. Plus size deck. Yeah. I think the debatable ones are the Mentors and maybe the Rest in Peace.
Yeah, I
Or-
don't think you bring a rest in peace.
Yeah, I mean, you just see the Scoundrels, but that's it, right?
Correct.
But do you bring in the extra Verdict, for example?
I don't
'Cause
like.
Verdict,
I really
Verdict
don't
is
like Verdict.
rough against a
Yeah.
deck that has so many hasty creatures, right?
Here we see the strength of the black red deck, right? You have the indestructibility of the Hazaret and the recurability of the Scoundrel. So
Yep. Pretty much. And the fact that you can always cash in that Bomet Courier, well, unless your opponent has disallowed. Yeah. But yeah, out of the board for Eugene, we have another Chandra Acolyte of Flame, which is a 3 mana rare card from M20, yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't
which
think you want that, right?
You don't think you want that?
Although against the blue white deck, you just want to go white,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
do you want to? Do you just want to go
I
white?
think Duress is very much
Definitely.
very much a card that
Definitely
you
Duress.
want. I
And
think
the
Scion of Urza is quite powerful.
Four thoughts.
Because it gives you something that you can play in the mid game that gives you both card advantage and creates pressure. And you have a lot of artifacts to begin with, right? I'm assuming there's Heart of Curans in the main deck to go with the Scrappy Scroungers.
Yep.
Right, and
But-
the Thought Seizers.
And Bomat Couriers.
And
That's
Bomat
the
Couriers.
only other artifacts actually. So
Yeah?
Bomat's Heart and Scribe Heap Scoundrels.
Right. Yeah, but which is okay. I think the card draws you extra cards, incidentally puts like golems into play.
Would you bring in the Gideon of the Trials for Alex?
That's interesting, right? Because then you could just you
Can't
could have
lose
the
the
emblem. You be like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, but I think black red, if any color is well suited at taking out planeswalkers, right? It's got like
Yeah,
dreadballs
he
and
only has one dribble,
and,
and that's the only thing that
it's true. He doesn't know that.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
He's got a bunch of burn. He's got a license disintegration.
Can't
but
hit planeswalker.
can't hit
Can you
planeswalkers.
can you
Can he redirect?
redirect?
I don't think so. I think it just says player now, right? It used to be that you could redirect any damage that was dealt to the player
Correct.
to a planeswalker. I feel like that might be the only card that's named unlicensed.
Oh, is it?
To that creature's controller.
so you
Okay, you can't even redirect it to. Yeah. So players shuffling up for game 2 and Alex leading off on tap Halo Fountain. Slightly better than his previous Fabled Passage opening. Here we see another eponymous Bomet Courier. Yeah.
Good card.
Putting money in the bank. Eugene. Giving up a couple of points of power. Are there any 2 power 1 drops with haste? No Goblin Guides for sure.
Goblin Guides.
Are there any 2 power 1 drops in general for red in this format?
The
Zergo Bell Striker, I guess, is the only one.
The closest you've got in power level is Monastery Spear lah.
Dot C's. This is such a powerful
Can hit the
opening, right? He can empty his hand.
the oh, that he did bring in the Gideon Trials.
So he has the Gideon.
So yeah, but
Which must be
Eugene wouldn't know that there's only one
There's
Gideon.
2 Teferis, 2 3-fairies. Cast out a
One
Gideon and a big Teferi. So
one
there's like a
T5-ry, yeah. So
There's a tree fairy and a T5-ry.
T5-ry, yeah.
Yep. And not a bad option. He can cycle cast out at the end of this turn to change the shape of his hand. Must feel odd to bounce a courier with a Teferi. So you're probably not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing that. He didn't do that the other game. What does Gideon of the Trials do? It becomes a creature.
Yeah, it becomes a
And
creature.
he stops the damage of one permanent, right?
You can prevent. So I think that the Gideon is actually a really good choice.
Yep, and he got rid of it.
Yep. So 2 couriers,
2 couriers.
twice as many mailmen, or mail women,
So
or mail.
I think here
mail them.
we're gonna. Oh, he didn't cycle.
But then cycle, okay. So he's saying, okay, I gotta play a longer game, but I be tempted to cycle just because I could improve my hand, right?
I think here we're gonna see a bounce of the
On the 2-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so he's just saying, okay, yeah, take my Teferi.
and he wants to draw cards because
Yeah.
he has no.
If he wants to draw cards, why did he cycle the cast out though? That's the part that's curious to me.
Because he's just respecting the Hazoret.
Yeah, Hazoret, Chandra, or like even a Khan out of the sideboard.
So one at the
basically reset,
one at
replaying last turn.
right.
Yeah,
Saved
which I
himself.
think might slightly favor Alex. Yeah, and Eugene missing. Oh, Eugene making his land drop, but no turn, no
turn
2
two.
drop,
Yeah, no 2 drop.
no 2 drop to follow
So,
that up with.
so he managed to get that land castle
Yeah.
plane.
Yeah, but
now
do you cast out here? No, right?
you cast the other third Teferi.
You cast the second
the second
Teferi?
Teferi and bounce the now.
Yeah. So
He passes, so
He
he
passes. So
passes.
and he cycles. So this is telegraphing settle the wreckage, right?
Or the cast out, right?
Or the cast out.
Yeah.
Or the cast out. So I think that's the beauty of Alex is that you never know which of the answers he has in his hand. And
So Eugene choosing to cycle the Canyon Slew.
Yeah.
I think that this deck almost never plays the Canyon Slew.
yeah, but a good option to have when you need to go large, right? But with 2 couriers active, you're probably not running out of gas for a while. Especially, so all you want to do is be able to dump your hand at this point,
Yep.
right? Just play cards that are relevant. So another Thoughtseize would be great. Duress, I think that he moves to the front of his hand.
Nice.
It's gonna kind of be able to pick apart Alex's plan.
So 1 Duress coming in.
Notably, playing the Duress after he attacks, so that he can get extra cards underneath the couriers, right? If his opponent wanted to play that cast out. But yeah, this is just full on Planeswalker control.
Oh, I see Elspeth.
Yeah. So if you're Eugene here, you probably take the big Teferi, yeah?
Is that the strongest card?
I think that's the strongest card, plus it gets him to, yes, so
Yeah,
it gets him to
it's
6
mana
mana
efficient,
by
so-
drawing cards. It's mana efficient. Yeah. So Alex probably cycles the cast out here, yeah?
You never
I mean,
know.
Yeah, you can never tell with this guy. But I think you cycle the cast out here, right? Oh, he's just gonna cast it straight up. Just remove the Bomet Courier.
Yeah.
Yep. So Eugene's like, yeah, okay, I don't mind. Like,
I don't want those 3 cards.
yeah,
They were
I'll
lands
trade.
anyway.
I'll trade your 4 mana for.
Yeah.
Do you get the peek? You get the peek at the. You can't.
No, you can't.
You can't look at.
You can't look at
Oh,
it.
man.
Even after it's gone.
Feels bad, man. So what is this?
Is he gonna bounce this career?
No, maybe he bounces his cast out.
There's no way. So he takes up.
Yeah, he takes up. Yeah, he's like, okay, yeah, maybe I should have taken all the previous Teferis up in the first place. But okay, lesson learned.
Okay.
I need my men to survive. Strangely enough, the black red deck has more cards in hand than the blue white player.
But he doesn't have enough permanents, you know.
Yeah. But I think the permanents you can rectify over time.
Yeah, Eugene has not been drawing much. Maybe the
I think he's deliberately playing it this way, right? He's like, I don't want to get blown up by a sweeper. I'm just gonna send back my haste creatures. But he's drawing a Chandra, which is really interesting. I think Chandra.
yeah, you just slam it like
You just slam
Alex
the Chandra here.
You've seen Alex's
Yeah.
hand so many times. You know he doesn't have anything.
So he's gonna flip, probably deal 3. Deals 3?
These two
Deals 2. Okay,
Yeah.
deals 2 to his opponent.
exiles a Hazret.
He's gonna exiles the Hezret, interestingly. I mean, he has no choice, right?
Yeah.
Like, he can't play it. Yeah.
Let's see if he drew a land. He did.
He did
so
draw a
he's
land.
just gonna slam the Elspeth down.
Yeah, he's gonna slam the Elspeth. Elspeth goes to 5.
Makes 3/1/1s.
Yeah. Makes 3/1/1s, goes to 5.
Yeah, and then now would you bounce the courier?
I think it's
I think you would bounce the courier.
yeah. I think bouncing the courier because you want to clear the
And you draw a card also.
you draw a card. That's always good.
Yep.
But you
Those
also
cards are gone.
you're also kind of worried about any possible like Chandra shenanigans, right?
Mhm.
Fueled by Chandra.
So
Drew a
Eugene's-
foreboding ruins this turn, which I don't. It's a very foreboding sign. Did not make a land drop last turn, so I don't presume he has another red source in his hand or another land in his hand to make the foreboding ruins kind of play untapped.
Yeah, he's
Which
gonna
means he's gonna add mana so that he can glory bringer. I'm guessing.
do it.
Yeah.
Glory bringer.
Play the glory bringer. Play the Bomet courier. I'm guessing. Yeah. Kill the
No,
Elspeth.
Attack the Elspeth. No kill.
Play the courier as a blocker. For the 1/1s. Right, attacking the Elspeth down to 1. Not exerting it, so he still has the option to kill any flying blockers.
What can?
Elspeth has the reprisal mode. Destroy all creatures with 4 and above.
But there's a minus, right?
Yeah.
Sun's champion. I didn't play
The
during this
Sun's
set,
champion.
so I wouldn't
That's a
know.
minus, so effectively you can only put 3/1s into play, which is plenty at this point. They're all
Although
going-
the opposite side has chain water,
Yeah.
right? So
They're all going for Chandra to keep her in check, which makes sense.
you don't want that emblem.
Yeah, I don't want that emblem to go off. But Eugene has to choose whether he wants to trade this courier for a third of his opponent's activation, which can't feel very good on Eugene's part. But neither can taking 3 to his Chandra, which he probably wants
Chandra's
to
at
do.
6, right?
Chandra's at 6, so I think she can afford to take 1 hit. But if she takes 1 hit, then she can't effectively remove a 4 powered or in tandem remove something like a Lyra Dawnbringer. So Eugene, choosing to leave himself with the options for his activation of Chandra next turn.
Yeah, and
Right.
Alex is just happy to just pass. I mean,
Yep.
that's what his deck.
That's
is
what his
built
deck
for.
does. And without something like Thoughtseize to clear the way, he can sit back on Azorius Charm to save his Elspeth. And with the Teferi in play, no real instant speech shenanigans on Eugene's part. He doesn't have to be
Oh.
worried about that.
And I think Teferi turns off Chandra's first ability also.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Because he can only play the cards. No, but doesn't it say until the end of turn you can play the cards as though this card is always in your hand?
I think for Chandra TOD.
No, you don't have to play it right away, right? Or is it like a light up the stage kind of thing?
Yeah, so that's
So
where
removing the
that's why
top
I'm not
card of his
sure.
library, dinging, choosing instead to hit Alex for 2.
No,
You may cast that card if you don't.
yeah. So specifically for TOD, right? It's a light up stage.
Yeah.
It's not light up stage.
It's not like light up
Yeah.
stage, right? It's not exile that card. It's not like a.
You have to choose during that moment. So
That's
it's like,
interesting. So the Teferi does actually turn it off. So yeah, exerting
just
the
not to the taste of Chandra.
yeah. What is he exerting here? He's exerting to kill a token to try and keep it in check, so that with 4 tokens, his Chandra is not dead. Yeah, but I think Feel the Ruin, a combination of Feel the Ruin.
Well, how did Glorybringer die?
I think it is gonna be the white card that he just played. Sell the Wreckage? No. He just played 2, so it's probably Blessed Alliance, right? It has to be Blessed Alliance because he put it in the graveyard while we were removing it and not putting it on top of the deck. So this is Karn.
Khan.
Yeah, like we thought he would bring the Khan in as a means to kind of like grind out the game.
So giving the opponent a land.
King opponent land, which is exactly what Eugene wants, so he can play the Scoundrel that's in his hand. So works out pretty well for Eugene. Although the accumulating number of 1/1s is causing him a
Yeah.
huge problem, and he's gonna get overrun at some point, right? Because this is gonna make 7 tokens, of which 4 can attack and pressure that Chandra.
And Scurry Conjure can't block.
Yeah, Scary 100 is not a good boy.
So Mystic Sanctuary.
Mystic Sanctuary is gonna return
Blessed
Blessed
Alliance
Alliance
on top.
to prevent himself from getting Hazarded out of this game.
He will plus more.
Oh, he escalated the Blessed Alliance, is why
Yeah.
he's back up to 14.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's confirmation that it was indeed a Blessed Alliance.
So
Yeah.
all 4 going to Chandra.
All 4 going to Chandra. So I think the only out he has is Goblin Chain Whirler, right? Chain Whirler is going to be amazing for him.
But even so, with the Chain Whirler, you can get rid of the Elspeth, right?
Yeah, you can get rid of the Elspeth. So this
Casting out
is
the Khan, I think.
this is a draw step cast out on the Khan.
So the Chandra is gone forever.
So that's gone.
Unless you draw the other Khan.
Yeah, because it's got a silver token on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because you correctly pointed out the Chandra can't be activated under the Teferi, he can't like redraw. He doesn't have an extra draw this turn.
Chandra is just relegated
Yeah,
to
and
making mana.
he just flooded out. Like his hand is just 2 lands at this point.
Yeah.
And a 1 activation Chandra feels bad, man. He's gonna
This happened last
take
game
up.
also.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, against the Oko deck.
Oh, I don't think he can cast it, right? I think we gotta go and fix that right away.
Did he flip or what?
He flipped for the Chandra, now he's casted it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, ask Mick to do it. Get Mick to do it. Yeah. Okay, so we gotta catch this real quick. But hopefully the players don't advance the game state too quickly before we're done.
Yeah, but it's not like the Chandra could.
I don't think his counter
Chandra
changes
can't
too
block, yeah.
much, but it is still something that the players need to be mindful of. And Brian will go over to ensure that everybody understands what we're talking about. But this is still in combat, still on Eugene's turn, so I think it's a good enough fix.
So I think just reached the table. And they're looking at
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, corrected that.
Is it that one?
All good. I mean, I think it didn't matter. It's not gonna matter too much in the overall outcome of the game. I think Alex still has this game pretty much locked up at this point. And I think if Eugene should probably think about concession if he wants to get out of this game. Oh, but he does have a Hazard in his hand. So his Hazard is gonna try and pressure. Yeah.
There's another interaction with the Acolyte of Flame also. Like the Acolyte of Flame minuses and cast instant sorcery from graveyard.
Oh,
And
okay.
Teferi does that off also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Happened to me on MDG Arena before.
Okay, so yeah, chunking down the Chandra. But yeah, this I think this Elspeth is going to run away the game slowly. Although, that being said, Hazrat can throw lands at his opponent's face.
Are there like 7 tokens on the board now or what?
Hazrat has 2 or less cards in hand.
1.
1 or less,
Yeah.
he has 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, he can't attack.
He can't attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Eugene correctly identifying the only way he's going to win is through like dealing damage via Hazard's activated ability, so he's just leaving the cards in his hand. Although I would have liked to see Eugene throw land and then attack, but staying back is quite valuable too, right?
I think because he wants to block with the Hazard,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It's the only thing they can block on his board. So what, 7?
He's gonna hit throw lands at his opponent's head, knock his opponent down to 10, presumably. The Hazard throw is 2.
2. 3 mana deal
Deal
2.
2. Yeah. So he should take 2. And then if he draws a Chain Whirler, he's still in this game, right? Because he can Chain Whirler away all the blockers.
Yeah.
So Eugene, do you throw the land? You throw the last card in your hand? I think you do, right? Because your worry is that you draw a 4 mana spell that you have to cast Chain Whirler and you can't cast the last card in your hand.
So
right? Or you can always activate. You can always activate and throw. Yeah. You can
Yeah,
always activate the
yeah.
Hazard and throw.
So I don't think he drew a Chain Whirler.
Yeah.
Is
But this is Soul Scum Mage. This is not a bad blocker against an army of 1/1s. He's just gonna get in again to keep the count low. But I think actually, if you're in Alex's position, you can actually let it go.
Has
Right?
Alex been jumping?
Alex has been jumping, but he's gonna play Blessed Alliance to gain life, and I think that's gonna lock the game up, right? For for
13
you, yeah, he's
13
gonna go up to 13, 14, so he gains 4 life. It's gonna go up to 14.
And he's gonna swing with like what, 9 tokens? 10 tokens?
Yeah, wait a minute. How did he scry?
Blessed Alliance. Oh, there's a Castle Fortress.
But he would have to have pay 4 mana for the
Blessed
Blessed
Alliance.
Alliance, and then 5 mana for the.
Did he gain life?
I think he gained life. Okay,
Yeah, game from 10 to
hang on.
I think he had enough mana. Did he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I want to tell the people watching that the Ben's going to.
Yeah,
check.
Ben's gonna check out. But yeah, I think players are just playing a bit too fast. But
I don't think the game changes anyway. I just think that they're trying to power through the round.
yeah,
'Cause
Ben.
now that we are 1-1, right? Because Barrett Eugene is 1-0 this round. This is game 2 or round 5. So if Alex tries to close out the game ASAP, then maybe there's a bit more time for game 3. Then it won't end up drawing.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, player they've been notified. Maybe like, so probably give a warning.
So he opted.
Opted. Yeah.
So he tapped the Castle Ventures. It made it look like he activated. For 5.
But it was a 1 for opt, then 4 to escalate the Blessed Alliance. Yep. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So as we predicted, pretty much the game was locked up. Thankfully, Eugene spared us having to watch the rest of the game. Plus, he's giving himself a chance to win Game 3. I think only Eugene can win Game 3 in 8 minutes. If he takes enough time sideboarding, which he should. But I think it's something that we need to talk about. We should talk about, Brian, is that people don't really play they don't play the round so much as they play the game. You know what I mean? Or they
So
play,
do you think it was correct for Eugene to just concede early?
I think he needed to concede early because 8 minutes is plenty of time for him to win a Game 3. Right? But I think he could have drawn it out a little bit longer so that he can ensure that his opponent doesn't have time to win a game.
Yeah. Look, actually,
What are you doing, Jose?
so like for
Oh,
now.
sure, yeah, yeah.
So now, but even though because he extended the game too, right? Eugene has the chance to win, and Alex, the best case is he draws.
Yeah. So I think it's a fine line to tread, right? Like how much time can you give your opponent to win, especially that your opponent has Lyra Dawnbringer in his deck, so it can chunk you for like
True.
yeah. You probably
Bottom
take
clock.
maybe 5 points of damage from Thought Seizures and shocks and stuff like that, right? So I don't know if the concession at that point was good, but I think conceding at some point so that you have enough time to play a Game 3 and to play
Is-
your cards is wise on Eugene's part. Yeah, but I think not a lot of players do enough of that. We have Jose here who didn't do that. He could have just gummed up Game 2 against Kelvin Chu. He just stalled it out instead of conceding, and then Kelvin wouldn't have had a chance to win a third game. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you're playing a serious tournament, right? Like, it's mean or not, whether or not it's about the game, it has a lot to do with winning.
Yeah, mentality it's between mentality of winning or like playing in like good magic,
Yeah, whether or not you want to actually, win the round,
Yeah.
or whether you want to win by playing Magic,
Yeah.
which are two
Two
they usually the same thing, but they're not always the same thing, right? Yeah, and it's well within your right to sideboard for X number of minutes.
See, that's the black mage in you coming out. Ben.
No, but I think that's part of tournament. That's part of doing well at a tournament. Just like drinking a lot of water, eating food that doesn't give you a stomach ache, so you don't have to, to go to the toilet all the time, or just keeping your head clear, right? Like I see a lot of players who go to a tournament and after they lose a game, right, they sit down and they want to play another game with their friends. And I'm like, that's a bad idea. Yeah, you're just tilted, right? You should
rest. Yeah.
rest, or should just think review your sideboard plan and stuff like that.
Yeah, Eugene being the aggro player decides to mulligan
Mulliganing again, Alex. I don't think you mulligan too much.
I think
Alex,
this is his first mulligan, right, Eugene?
He mulligan game 2.
Yeah, because
Right.
they were deciding whether to keep.
Yeah.
Because now Eugene is the aggressor. He's on the play.
Yeah, he's got 5 minutes.
He wants a faster hand.
5 minutes and the extra turns, so well within his range to win in this time. Not so sure about Alex, especially in a deck that needs to draw a 7 mana spell again.
I don't know if he takes out the approach the second turn.
Oh yeah? I think it's your only chance of winning in 5 minutes, right? One of your only chances of winning in 5 minutes.
That's true. That's true.
So like lay a bunch of lands, cast a bunch of rafts, cast approach. And it puts it, 2 from the top?
7.
7 from the
2 from the top.
My
Then
lord.
what?
In theory, you
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think it's
So shocking himself in a shocking turn of events.
a stop.
So clearly he's gonna opt at the end of his opponent's turn or cycle or cast out. So this is Bomet Courier.
Career.
And you can see that his only lands in his hands were
Step
the
lands
Canyon Slow and the
and the Dragon
Dragon
Cell
Cell Summit. Pretty good start on Eugene's part.
But I think
Eugene,
Eugene
you
has
can tell playing at a quick clip because he wants to be able to spend all of his 5 minutes beating his
Is that a
opponent down.
Glorybringer in his hand?
In Eugene's hand?
Yeah. Might be.
I see it. I think there's a Stomp. There's a Bone Crusher Giant, right?
What land is that? The Castle Evan
Yeah.
Ardenvale.
Ardenvale.
Is the one once.
Rest in peace. So this is the card we talked about in the sideboarding discussion, right? Like,
Okay.
not too sure if this is greatest in this matchup. Just as we're looking at Eugene, see if he's going to draw his third land for the turn. The camera cuts
he
out.
doesn't.
He doesn't draw a third land. That or he's slow rolling. So yeah,
But I mean,
Thinking
the
about rest in
game's not
peace.
even gonna go long. You only have 4
Yeah.
minutes left, right? So
yeah. I would have liked, for example, to bring in the Monastery Mentor in a situation like this. Any creatures, anything that beats down, I think you bring in. Gideon the Trials, obviously already in the deck,
I think
but a pretty good card here.
players aren't too like
Mindful of this kind of
mindful
stuff.
of this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe should we do bigger? Maybe put a bigger clock up, and people will be like,
I don't know. Rod Cobb, any Nexus in the room? I think
any Nexus. There was
the
a
one.
Timur reclamation.
Reclamation.
Yeah, didn't do too well.
5-star.
Yeah. I think Timur reclamation is a good deck. I like it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's tough to play. Yeah, it's quite unforgiving, right? You don't have unless you play Okos, you don't have like life gain.
Like you really need to draw the reclamation.
Yeah. You need to like be able to play around the various things that are happening in the format, and your sweepers are not like unconditional like Supreme Verdict.
For anger. I got anger.
So
This is the guy playing Dredge. So this is Verdict for 2/1/1s,
for 2-1 drops. Okay.
2/1 drops, and
Yeah,
Eugene thinking about cashing. Eugene thinking about cashing in his Bomet Courier to get some lands, but thought otherwise. So he's gonna refuel. I think he has another Bomet Courier, right?
Is that a Chandra Acolyte?
There's Chandra in
Okay.
his hand.
Yeah.
He's thinking about
Crusher
playing
Giant.
Bone Crusher Giant without getting the free value of the 2 mana due to.
Yeah, 3 mana 4/3 is fine.
3 mana 4/3. If you target it with anything with a spell, has to be
Spell.
exactly a spell, right? So
Spell.
your Azorius Charms and your Reality Ships are gonna ding you. This is Big Teferi. Big Teferi is gonna untap and draw 2 cards. Untap 2 lands and draw a card.
Okay.
And does Teferi live to see another day? Very good sequencing on Eugene's part.
Azara's Charm.
Reality Shift.
Reality Shift.
Yeah, he's gonna
So he
take 2
takes
for
2.
this, but 2 is a fine price to pay for the smiting of one's enemies. For those of you who watch more rats.
I don't really know if like Reality Shift is that good for a blue deck. Like you're a control player, but you're giving your opponent. Creatures?
Yeah. And like it doesn't interact favorably with something like Teferi, right? Because you bounce it back to your opponent's, the morph back to your opponent's hand, he gets the
Yeah.
card back.
Although you have like sweepers, lah, right? But,
Yeah.
But still,
But you had sweepers anyway.
I don't really like giving creatures to my opponent. As
Yeah.
yeah.
But I suppose it's also a way to reality shift your own tokens, So that could be a thing. What is this?
Duress,
is-
either
this is
Duress or
Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize, yeah.
And Thoughtseize is gonna see
Cast out and
Approach of the
Teferi.
Second Sun. You told me it wasn't gonna be enough, but it might be enough. Look at that. Like, you put it 7 down, you draw 2 cards a turn with the Teferi in play, right? Yeah, 1 minute left.
He is taking it, yeah.
Thoughtseize is like, yeah. He's like, yeah, maybe I can draw out of this situation.
Heart of
Heart of
Kiran.
Kiran. Yeah.
Still cast out is there, and the Teferi is just gonna tick up.
Yeah, Teferi just gonna go up again. He can actually summon his friend, the other Teferi, to help him in his quest.
It's a Thai movie.
It's a Thai movie.
Yeah, you meet yourself. It's like,
Oh,
hold up.
Wait, Rest in Peace turns off your dig through time also.
yeah.
Right, dig
Yeah,
through time.
yeah.
Oh wait, hold up.
But maybe he signed out Dig Through Times.
Maybe, but why
Yeah.
would you set out
But
dig
then
through-
how are you gonna Dig Through Time for your
for
for
the
the
second
second
time?
How are you gonna do the cast? I think you have to build this deck, Cass.
Could you I was actually, I'm not sure. I haven't played in a while, but the approach of second sun is to resolve as a whole, right? When you shuffle, you can't like it doesn't go to the graveyard, then the trigger goes on stack.
No, it just goes back. Yeah.
Just goes
Yeah,
back.
it never
yeah,
meets the
yeah. It's
graveyard.
like a green sun Zenith.
No, I was
Yeah.
thinking like if it does go back graveyard, there's that blue land that you can put the instant sorcery.
Mystic
spell.
Sanctuary.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sick.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you get the blue land instant speed without go spiral?
Fetch lands.
Yeah.
No
in
fetch
Pioneer.
lands, not in Pioneer.
Pull up.
So yeah, Eugene is
So
the
it-
active player. So this is
got
gonna be
the
turn
time.
0. Scrappy Scrounger is gonna come to play. He's asking his opponent if that works because he intends to crew. He intends to crew it.
The Hurricane, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
cast out is just gonna come down on the Kiran.
but no, absorb is gonna take care of that. And because of the rest in peace, which the much maligned rest in peace, is exiled. Teferi kept in check
Takes
by
2.
the manifest from the reality shift. Takes 2. Goes to 4. Yeah. So untap. This is turn 1. No approach to the second sun for him to win
Yeah,
this
so I think
game.
it's just gonna go to a draw.
It's just going to go to draw, I think, which favors Eugene, because Eugene is at 9 points.
ISC is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I think Eugene is the one who's still live for top 8 if he draws here, whereas Alex had to play and win. So turn 2, Eugene's penultimate turn to attack. Needs to find a way to crew this Heart of Kiran.
It's quite. Yeah. I don't see it.
Quite feels bad. He's been
Chain Whirler.
falling out on land.
Then now he's
And
like
the one
stuff.
game where he needs the fourth and fifth.
Yeah.
Doesn't enjoy it.
Feels bad, man. But you see Eugene's deck is very well built, right? The creatures that he plays, they can instantly crew the Heart of Kiran, right?
Yep,
That
yep.
or their 1-drops. So this is gonna get in. And does Eugene make the interesting choice of being like, you know what, I need to kill you in 2 turns. I'm just gonna hit you for 6.
I think he has to try and go for face. If not,
Six.
they're gonna draw anyway.
Yeah.
He won't lose for sure. It's just a matter of whether
Cast
he
out.
loses.
Yeah.
Cast out.
We already knew that's gonna happen.
Yep.
2 to the ferry.
Oh,
Nah.
so he's actually attacking the
No,
Teferi.
I think Eugene just playing for a draw.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
playing for the draw, so he's trying to make sure that he doesn't lose here.
But if you're playing for a draw, wouldn't you attack the large Teferi? Cause
I think he tried to with the
With the
Heart of
Kiran,
Kiran. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Maybe the split approach isn't the best. But Alex gonna find it hard to win. This is turn 3, so he has one. He
Gid-
has
oh, it's the
one turn
Gideon.
to attack. So this is the Gideon.
So now he can't lose.
He can't lose. But it's whether or not he can win.
Literally can't lose.
Does he have?
He plus on the chain whirler, so now the chain whirler does nothing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Judge comes down and say, wait, I can't lose. The Gideon's in play.
So now.
So yeah, does he for example get? Like, if he can't, he doesn't have a Monastery Mentor or something, like he's not gonna win this game, right?
Mhm. Yeah, they're both resigned to
So yeah,
dying.
turn 4. Crashing in with his manifest. You know what? I'm happy that we're not watching Oko again.
Yeah.
You know, I think whatever the outcome of this game is, I'm happy that we got to watch Magic with white cards this weekend. I did not think we'd be looking at any white cards.
How is the guy with the Baron doing? No, bad. The Baron
I
of
think
his
it's Lucas.
his
So I think
Opa.
he's out.
Oh no.
But I'm not sure, yeah. You like the deck?
Lucas Wong. I mean, I'm looking at the mono black devotion deck. The Saurian with the Champion of Dusk.
Yeah.
That deck's pretty. I like that deck. The one that the shop.
So Eugene giving the middle finger to Fairy.
built. Oh no.
This is turn 4 though.
TOS.
So turn 4, Eugene clearly playing for the draw. Nothing he can do. Eugene decided that you know what? If you can't tuck my guys with your Teferi, he's playing Aethersphere Harvester. Aethersphere Harvester is gonna be pretty handy in terms of blocking whatever Gideon's gets sent his way. No. I think that's good, right? He's playing. He's not sloppy, unlike some people whose permanents are everywhere and they don't have food tokens for their deck.
Food to stay out for the turn today.
It's at Pokemon Energy, right? Pokemon card.
Is it Pokemon Energy?
It's just Pokemon card, I think.
No, just a random Pokemon card.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
making a 1/1 with his Castle Ardenvale, clearly the most effective use of his mana.
That's the best castle, right?
Yeah. It's turn
Actually,
4.
actually affects the board. The rest of the castles don't.
True.
The red one does what?
+1 +0.
Well, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah,
Gideon
attack with
crashing
Gideon.
in. Yeah, right now we're just going through the motions, right?
Yeah, he's just gonna crew the Harvester. Harvester's gonna block and gain some life, and Eugene's like, you know what? I'm at 18. Maybe this is decided by sudden death. I better.
The Jerry T win.
Suddenly
You
just
know, right? He went to time and then he won.
infect. Suddenly you give my
He went
Gideon
to time,
infect.
right? Then the higher life total one.
So Gideon doesn't.
Right, in MPL.
Yeah, Gideon doesn't
Yeah,
die.
so even though he was winning on board, he lost because he had the lower life total.
So still turn 4.
It's horrible.
Still.
Scry 2. Scry 2? No, not Scry 2. Cast Lyra? Yep. He just like, yeah, pass turn, whatever. Not gonna win. Turn. Can't see the dice. It's turn 5.
Be 5 on Eugene.
It's turn 5.
Cast a Tundra. Counter.
Chandra gets counted. Game
Right.
has been over for. I think by the time was called, the game was over. But obviously the players are entitled to play it out. What
So now it's turn 5.
is this turn 5?
Yep, nope. So, yep, it goes to tie.
Oh, message hidden from blocked user. Whoa, what's this? Is that a Growlithe? Why is he?
Must have been.
Oh, fought fools in. Wow. Okay. I guess like
Oh,
bad user. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So, end of this round, they drew, which I think favors Eugene because Eugene was at 9 points and would take him to 10 to be in with a shout.
Yep.
But yeah, this is the end of round 5. We'll see
see you
you
in the
very shortly
quarterfinals.
for the quarterfinals. Hopefully, less draws are involved. And of course,
There's only more go.
Right.
cool.
See
If you ever want to watch
guys.
any of this, we're on youtube.com/GoGamesSG and twitch.tv where you're watching us currently.
Mhm.
Also, like us on Facebook. If you're in Singapore, come and visit the store, 83 Club Street 0401. Thank you. It was Brian and Ben, and we will have quarterfinals for you pretty shortly.
With Mick and Ben.
Mick and me.
Yep. All right. See you
Okay.
guys.